Hi, and welcome back to Will Henry's Workshop, where we're looking to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. The sow's ear being that take-off Remington barrel in 6.5 Creedmoor. Now, it would have been easy enough to just set that barrel up, turn the tenon down, and rethread it for the Model 70, which is what I'd originally planned to do. But when I looked closely at it, well, I didn't have to look that closely, to tell you the truth. It was obvious that the chamber was a little bit eccentric in comparison to the bore. It was even more eccentric in comparison to the threads. So I decided I was going to have to set it back a little bit in order to straighten that up. And initially I thought 3/8 of an inch would do. 3/8 of an inch would not do. So I ended up setting it back 5/8 of an inch. Then, because the original chamber was eccentric, I started to bore the rear of the chamber on the angle commensurate with the angle of the sides of the case. And this is something with the Creedmoor, and like as I've mentioned before, many modern cartridges, they don't have a lot of taper. And in fact, there's barely enough taper. If anything goes wrong in your chamber and you get a mark there, you have to go in a long ways before it'll clean up. And that's just one of the pitfalls of the two-straight case. In this case, there was no way I was going to be able to chase the whole chamber and still have enough to cut. So what I ended up doing was, after I cut the rearward portion a little bit and found out that I couldn't go far enough, I just went up ahead and bored that chamber out for 5/8 of an inch in length to about 0.448. Now my reamer cuts 463, I believe, somewhere in there. So that gives me about 15 thou to clean out. And the big important part is that that part of the chamber is running true. It's concentric to the bore. The bore is running true. So in theory, now I'm going to be able to go in with the reamer. It'll follow the hole that I've made, and with that hole, along with the pilot, which is a good close-fitting pilot, I should be able to end up with a nice concentric chamber. Now, it probably wouldn't have worked that badly if I just shot as it was, but it would have bugged me every time I sat down to shoot it. So there you go. So anyway, I've bored that. Everything's running true. But you know what? I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to chamber this in the next segment, and we'll see how it goes. But for now, I'll turn you on so you can have a look. For now, this is what we've got, and if I turn this, you might be able to see there. Let's get a little closer if I can. Yeah, you can see where it cut partially around, but you know, there just really wasn't enough material to true that all up, and that's why I had to go up further and bore a section up where I'd set it back. So I've eliminated the original neck and throat, and we'll be doing that all fresh. And as I said, I'll do that in the morning. This is the sort of thing There we go. This is the sort of thing that comes up when you are trying to repurpose a barrel like this. And in essence, if you're not expecting too much, then you'll probably be pretty happy with your results. But if you're trying to make a match barrel out of it, it's a little more work. Now this one, I look through the barrel when it's running in the lathe, and it actually runs very true, except for about the last 3 inches. It takes a little jog, but again, nothing serious. It's really quite a straight barrel, and much better than a lot of Remingtons I've seen. And so and the finish inside is excellent, so there's no reason it shouldn't shoot quite well. But like I say, it's actually more work to remedy a flaw like this than it is to simply install a new barrel. And this is something that sometimes I'd mention to people when they're running to repurpose barrels, but mostly we just see what we can do. This is a lot different. Doing a barrel like this is a lot different than setting back and refreshing a bench rest barrel, for instance, where you might just set it back the length of the throat and recut it. It was cut straight and true to start with, so you don't have to deal with any eccentricities. But anyway, so for tonight, this is this, and all the action happens tomorrow. So for now, this is Will Henry, out.